Welcome everyone. We're here at the Sustainable Aviation Futures Congress in Amsterdam. My name is Johan Wiebe from Hydrogen Standard, and with me here today is Nicole Löschl from OMV. Welcome, Nicole.
Hello, thank you. Nice to meet you here.
Fantastic. OMV is also a sponsor, a silver sponsor, I see. So first of all, thank you very much for the contribution. Very much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation. I'm very happy to be here actually and to represent our company here on this very important topic for our future business.
Fantastic. We couldn't agree more. So starting off maybe with a little bit of an introduction, Nicole, what is it that you do at OMV? And maybe tell us also a little bit what OMV does.
So I'm responsible for sustainable aviation fuels, leading here projects company-wide actually across several countries. We have 3 refineries within our scope of the company, and we are looking into opportunities how to meet mandate on the one hand, and also our strategy is very much focused on sustainability. Our concrete strategy is to sell 700,000 tons of SAF and to produce them as well by the year 2030, which is very challenging, ambitious, but I think it is the right way forward in order to make sure we're all meeting climate targets in the end.
How did you guys come up with that sort of a challenging objective?
Well, on the one hand, there's a mandate, of course, coming up. And then we also experience from the market very high ambitions from the airlines that there is this move. I mean, if you turn on your TV, nobody can anymore say that there is not a big movement going on when it comes to climate change, when it comes to ambitious targets set on a EU legislative level, as well as each country is doing that. And there's just no way around not doing this anymore. And we cannot be blind when it comes to this development. And we need to be one of the first mover on this SAF train now, before we're just following whatever the others do. And this is how we came up with this very challenging strategy. But we are very keen on fulfilling these targets. And of course, we are setting the right milestones in between in order to, in the end, make this dream come true and make this vision reality.
What are some of the challenges that you guys face, sort of like rolling out that strategy and that mandate and implementing sort of like your work?
I think the biggest challenge is that you now need to work on investments that are in the future, and we do not have a very tight framework, meaning it's still, the regulation is still being formed from an EU perspective as well as from a country-specific perspective. And I think that gives us an uncertainty that we need to cope with. Nevertheless, that's the risk of a company, right? But so on the one hand, it's the legislative framework. On the other hand, it's the feedstock that is limited. So there's not an endless supply of used cooking oil, of waste materials on the market. So that's a big challenge as well. And I think that we do not really know what the passenger in the end is willing to take when it comes to absorbing costs. Because in the end, these costs need to be buried by someone, and who is in the end bearing those costs.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a free lunch, right? Someone has to pick up the bill. Tell us a little bit about the prospects that you see for SAF and the aviation industry.
I do see a big potential coming more from the public sector as well and from corporations, meaning that they are eager to offset their own CO2 savings. I mean, every consultancy company is having their employees sent around the world for projects, and I do see some big potential here, as well as airlines committing voluntarily on higher targets than the mandate. And I think this is a very first mover effect in the industry of aviation, because in the road transport, we have not seen voluntary higher commitments than the regulation. Usually everybody wants to meet the law, but actually being voluntarily committed to deliver more is something I haven't seen in any other industry.
Finally then, on the conference, Sustainable Aviation Future, did you have a good time? What is your experience so far?
I think it's very nice to meet so many diverse industry fields here, because they're not only the airlines here, they're also fuel suppliers. It's a very diverse portfolio, and it's always good to meet people in person, face to face, to talk about developments. And also you see months over months that people gain more knowledge in this sector, and we are learning on the way. So it's a pathway that we all go, and we learn on the way, and it's very visible here on such a congress, and this is what I very much appreciate.
Thank you very much, Nicole Löschl from OMV.
Thank you so much for having me here.